Yeah.
What is the civil law?
The civil law in the Old Testament is the social governmental structure that was developed under the Israelites. It is the everyday social application of the moral law. The civil law in Israel established a judiciary system, judges over certain areas, like much like we have district judges and state judges, Supreme Court. We have these things today. These courts introduced ideas that we find common, and we understand the ideas of liability, the ideas of impartiality, of judge and of jury in their judgment against somebody or their protection of somebody based on their witness. Gives the idea of the presumption of innocence. It says on the account of 2 to 3 witnesses. This is trying to stave off the story like, oh, so and so said, that third party account. They say, no, 2 or 3 witnesses, where's your evidence? Let's have a case, giving somebody an opportunity to defend themselves. It even has a punishment for false witness. You go back to the moral law, 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. The civil law outlines criminal punishments in different ways, and it's not just one punishment for all. It's the punishment fits the crime. It's an important idea in our society. Our Constitution says we have a right to be protected against cruel and unusual punishment. So we see things in the Old Testament where an eye for an eye, capital punishments for things that are life-ending or life-altering events caused by somebody. It even gets into the idea of intent. If you didn't intend to do something, if it was an accident, there's a lesser punishment for those things. The civil law introduces the idea of restitution or substitutionary atonement, paying a fine for a lesser crime. And this is in order to balance the scales that way. It does call for equal weights and measures. Like Christ said, judge as you would be judged. Use the same scale in the marketplace when you're buying and selling. It covers property. It covers heritage as far as when you hand down your property. It covers family and social welfare. And it even covers animal welfare. Among the civil law, it does have rules and regulations on slavery and different types of slavery. I know that's a pretty contested issue, and I'll definitely be making a video on that specific issue because it's very important to get the context and to understand exactly what Scripture says about slavery.